guys, it's Stephen and Phil here, back on FOOTY.COM with yet another kit review, and it's that time as we promised in yesterday's video when we were reviewing Juventus' new 4 kit. We said all the kits are going to start dropping for next season for the international teams, and it happened today. The first one is through the door, and it's Ireland's new kit from New Balance. It's their new home kit, which is part of their attempt to qualify for Euro 2020, basically. So we're going to review that today and take a close look at that and see whether it passes our very stringent tests here at FOOTY.COM. But don't forget, if you are a fan of football kit culture and all that kind of stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button. There's loads more videos in the pipeline. I'm sure we'll see plenty more international kits over the coming weeks. But for now, we're going to dive into this one. This is available on the 8th or the 11th, which by the time you're watching this, you might already be out. Who knows? But this is Ireland's effort from New Balance. So what is your take on this, Phil? It's obviously got the New Balance template as well there.
Mm-hmm. This one is, I think, playing to New Balance's strength, really. They've had a good couple of kind of dark green and gold kits. Think of Bilbao's away kit this year. Celtic had a very similar away kit a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
so it's something which has worked well in the past. And I actually think it's really good. I think Ireland kits haven't been particularly memorable the last few years, I must say. But this one I think is probably the best one they've had for a few years.
Now, the things that jumped out to me is, and this may be because I'm not quite I'm more of a passive kit fan than yourself, for example, the colour feels different. I know what I associate with Ireland. Is that a fair comment? It just feels darker.
No, it is.
I'm used to white as well in the Ireland kit, and like the more of the tricolour kind of vibe in general.
It's definitely, you're spot on with the colours. I can't remember a kit as dark as this for a while. I would have to look. They probably have had another one, but maybe not. It's certainly unusual. It's certainly not the usual green. And the gold as well is not something you often see, so it's quite a departure. It almost has
gold, actually, weirdly.
Yeah, I mean, it almost has a kind of anniversary kit vibe. It's the kind of thing you'd think if you're celebrating 100 years or whatever of the association. It's that kind of thing. But yeah, I think that kind of change is quite fresh. Obviously,
looking through the comments for its
but
they're basically the fans, Irish fans, aren't happy with the 3 though. As Phil pointed out before, that has been over kits, but someone's mocked up a version without that, as you can see on the screen now, and it does look nicer. It does. Yeah, so it's obviously nicer, but
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and again, I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I'm aware, that 3 doesn't appear every time they play, for various reasons, but it has been on a few kits. To be honest, I do sympathise with those fans because it's unusual to see any sort of sponsor on international kits, of course. It's very rare.
Yeah.
So it does feel a little bit of a kind of cop-out. But despite that, and I think even with that, they've obviously integrated it colour-wise, which is good. And yeah, I must say, I think even, I've just noticed it looks like there's only one button, which usually bothers me a lot more than it does in this kit.
Actually, zoom in to see. There is only one button, Phil.
Yeah, but I must say... And you mentioned as well before, quite rightly, about the New Balance template. This actually, I think, works.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I don't love it, but if it works compared to some of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like, I don't know, Liverpool's home kit. It's a bit similar, where actually it doesn't detract.
Interrupt, I guess.
Yeah, and I think with this one, given what looks like a subtle change in texture, the colour is very consistent. And if anything, actually, I really like this. I think it is... To be honest, the more I look at it, I look at the quality of that crest and, even New Balance's cuff detail, which has sort of, okay on some kits, but I think it actually does really look good on here. To be honest, this is probably sneakily one of the better New Balance kits this year, actually.
Yeah, we've said a lot. We've had Porto kits, we've seen Celtic kits, obviously Liverpool ones, and they've really rigidly stuck to this template. To be fair to them, they've kind of gone for it. They are making use of that template, but I mean, this one's all right. I am getting Celtic vibes. I think it's inevitable given the fact they've had kits similar to that before and the New Balance template.
Exactly.
But I think the colour scheme, I quite like it. I understand the complaints about the 3 though. We don't know if they'll actually be used. You never know, do you? Because he might just not be there when it comes to a game.
Yeah, certainly if they get to the Euros, as far as I'm aware, they won't use it.
But I think it's okay. I think it's a solid kit. If you were to give it a score?
Yeah, to be honest, this one I think is actually quite good. Way ahead of the Celtic kits this year, which you reviewed, and they did very bad, didn't they? This one, though, to be honest, as I've watched it, it's probably gone up a few points. It's going to be an 85, 86 for me.
Well, that's higher than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I think
nicer than the Juve one we reviewed yesterday.
I do think. Yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. The Juve one much more daring, but I think this one, certainly for for international kits and for Ireland as well, I think it does actually stand out.
Okay, cool.
Oh, well, so yeah.
That's a good score. I thought you were going to say in the 70s somewhere, but Phil's gone for a really good score. And to be honest, looking through the comments from the Ireland fans, in general, like, they like it, but they just don't like the free on it, which is understandable. So I think they do agree that it's a nice kit, and it's kind of classy. The colour scheme's nice, the choice of green is nice as well. And it's a nice gold as well, so fair play. Guys, that is our review of Ireland's new home kit, which will be used in the Euro 2020 qualifying campaign, and hopefully in the tournament if they get there. You never know, fingers crossed. But don't forget, you can check out the best possible price over at FOOTY.com. We do compare prices over loads of retailers for you to find the cheapest price anywhere. So go and check out over at FOOTY.com. And make sure you go check out yesterday's video where I reviewed Juventus' new, crazy, very different to this F4 kit with their collaboration with Palace. It's an interesting one. For now, though, I've been Stephen, this is Phil. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you soon.